Hi everyone, so this is Karen and I am going to present to you my film presentation called The Power of Sound. So the first question we're going to ask is sound important in film? And the answer is quite simple. Yes, it is. It may not be the biggest factor, but it does contribute to the film and helps get the audience to understand the scene on an emotional level. Now, when it comes to sound can be broken down in a lot of different categories. So we're just going to break it down into two simple categories. One will be the diegetic sound, and then the other will be the non-diegetic sound. So let's discuss the differences. So diegetic sounds include the voices the audience hears in the scene, any effects that make sound on and off scene, and music that is playing from within the scene. So when it comes to non-diegetic sound, that includes voiceover narration, imagined sound effects, and soundtrack or a musical score. So now we need to ask the question, why do filmmakers use sound in film? Well, sound helps to create the emotion a filmmaker wants their audience to have about a particular scene. The filmmaker can manipulate these emotions using different kinds of sound to convey a message. I think the takeaway is, at the end of the day, that sound elevates scenes. It may not be the most important part of a film, but it creates that emotion, that connection besides the storyline. Now, let's look at examples of diegetic sound. So the first one we're going to do is a very popular movie called Forrest Gump, one of my favorites. So in this scene, you're going to see two examples. So you're going to see character voices and you're going to hear sound effects. So let me just show you this and then we'll discuss.
Hey, dummy! Are you bored or just plain stupid? Look, I'm Forrest Gump. Just run away, Forrest. Run, Forrest! Run away! Huh?
So in this scene that you see both the fact that the child actors are having dialogue with each other. So that's going to be the character voices that are in the scene. The second part that you see are the sound effects. So the sound effects are the bikes rattling on that dirt road, and you start hearing Forrest kind of start walking away. So those are going to be two examples of diegetic sound. So the second one I'm going to show you is from the movie The Dark Knight, which was directed by Christopher Nolan. This is going to be about sound effects on screen. So let me show you the scene and then we can talk about it.
You know what?
So this is a great example because, number one, the fun fact about this is that Christopher Nolan actually blew up a building. So it wasn't a hospital, it was actually an old rundown factory that the studio had bought. And so the sound effects that you're seeing and hearing are real in real time, and they were during that scene. So that's why this one gets to be part of the Diegetic Sound Coalition. Now, we're going to show you examples of non-diegetic sound. So the first one is from the movie Shawshank Redemption with the one and only Morgan Freeman. So this one's going to be a voiceover narration.
It always makes me laugh. Andy Dufresne, who crawled through a river of shit and came out clean on the other side. Andy Dufresne.
So the whole point of it being a voiceover narration is the fact that the voices aren't happening on the scene and they're not talking. So this is kind of an overview of what's happening on screen as such. The second example you're going to see is imagined sound effects. So to understand what imagined sound effects are, is these sound effects are not happening on screen in the scene as it's being done. This is being done on the computer or in a sound studio. So the video I'm going to show you is from a compilation of the different Transformers movies. The more recent Transformer movies that have been like the blockbusters that have been directed by Michael Bay. So let me skip to the scene and you can kind of hear a little bit of the sound I'm talking about. So that's a little bit an example of sound that was not created on scene. So just to kind of give you a little rundown, diegetic tends to deal with sounds that are on screen that are made in the scene or heard behind. Non-diegetic sounds tend to deal with sound that is not on the screen as it's happening. So I hope you all enjoyed my little presentation, and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.